Good morning everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. Sometimes I feel like I have a crystal ball. So we did reject that trend line, and we've come back to test the bottom of this pin bar. So there is a little bit of a pin bar here on the 8th hour, and I'll show you now where that structure is. So there is a potential for a move. So you can see the moving averages coming together here. We've come to test it. We broke above, we've come to test, and now we have non-farm payrolls. Look left, you can see the importance of these levels. There's one more just above it. That was the previous all-time high, and you can see how we have spent a lot of time trying to defend it, trying to reject it. So the question is this a defense? Oscillators don't think so. Oscillators are giving us a separation and coming together. It looks like they're rounding. So take that with a pinch of salt right now. If we look at the 3 hour, we had a strong move up, and you'll see it very clearly on the 15 minute, and we've come back to test the moving averages here. So if this holds, then we have a very strong possibility that it's going to continue for another attempt at this trend line. Non-farm payrolls today, so my gut is we'll probably just go sideways until non-farm payrolls, and then it depends what has happened on non-farm payrolls. Now I just want to drop down to the hour for this because there are a couple of things going on. So first things first, you can see there was a trend line here which has broken. So is that an indication? Here's my trend line. Is that an indication that we're going to go down and kind of drop down to the bottom of this range, which is all the way down here at 18,390? Or is this just a case of sideways in amongst the moving averages until the data comes out, and then we make a decision what we're going to do, and that this trend line is irrelevant? So I typically don't like those type of trend lines, so just take it out. But you can see where we are hovering between these two levels, and those are the previous all-time highs. That's 18,643 and 18,604. Now we do have a 1 hour pin bar there, but you can see price never really got going above it, so there was no opportunity there. And if you drop down to 50 minute, you'll see what I mean. We got going, but it's always a scary thing when you get going like this, where you've got these three tails. But when you look left, there's no real level that we're bouncing off. You can see where price is on the price line. There is a pin bar there, but it's only the third pin bar that actually got going. And the first two was just nothing really going on, so it's always a difficult one. But yeah, quick up, rejection in the middle of nowhere, just on the trend line or in the area of where the trend line was, and then right back to where we started. So from a daily perspective, what you're seeing there will be a massive rejection pin bar. There it is there with the red body. So yep, if your guess is as good as mine at the moment, we are trying to stay above this previous all-time high, but that daily rejection is not something that you want to ignore. So depending on non-farm payrolls, we have two scenarios brewing. So we're either going to rally or we're going to fall. If the data is good and the market gets moving quickly, it should break above. We might just expand this little range that we're into 18,667. So then you're going to see breakout, pullback, and then come and tag this trend line again. Or alternatively, what you're going to see is you're going to see a break to the downside, come back, reject one of these levels. I've got the low in at the moment, but you've got a number of other areas that we could actually turn and then go down. Oscillators in the 15 minute indicating we could be going down, but we're in amongst the moving averages, so we're flat. Hour, we're in amongst the moving averages, oscillators not adding any advice, nothing really happening there. 3 hour could be a turn, but we are above the moving averages, so Now, if we hold it, then I suspect it will be long. And then when you hit the 8 hour, you've got above the moving averages as well, but the oscillator is indicating for another leg down. You can see that happened last week. Okay. So at the moment, the weekly bar is also a range. There it is there. So that's 2 ranges in a row. That just tells you we have no idea what we're doing. And we need to break above the highs and lows of this week. Well, not and. You need to either break above the high of this week or the low of this week for this thing to get any traction. So, moral of the story is sit tight, keep your money in your pocket, because the confusion is not over yet. You may find it just sort of blip up, blip down, and then just finish in the middle here. Or, you know, we could not like a day through it all and then just create a new lower low, which is just going to start expanding this channel. At the moment, we've only really got a top resistance. At the bottom, we've formed 2 now, which are there, and now you can see how the channel is forming. So this could be a situation where this channel just forms and it just continues, not indefinitely, but it will continue for an extended period of time. There's a lot going on. I would be very cautious of putting my money in the DAX right now. Anyway, that's kind of me. I'm sitting on the sides. I'll wait until we get some kind of structure, but trying to trade this up and down like this is not fun. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.